I'm Anne-Marie from BrambleBerry.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Pink Peony Foaming Sugar Scrub. If you've never made a sugar scrub before, this is a great one to start with. It's super simple, kid-friendly, and the results are magnificent every time. So why would you use a sugar scrub? Well, turns out your body has skin cells that need to exfoliate off. They can sometimes exfoliate off when you're doing normal things like showering, running, shaving, that kind of stuff. But really, as we get older, we need a little bit of manual exfoliation to get those dead skin cells off. I know it sounds gross, but I promise you, this leaves you with radiant skin that is fresh and soft and perfect for taking on moisture or sunless tanner. At the heart of this recipe is the Bramble Berry Foaming Bath Butter. Now, this is a solid product that when you whip it up, gets softer. And in the shower, when you introduce it to water, it foams up beautifully. It's basically a semi-solid soap product. And this is what we're going to use to suspend our moisturizing ingredients and our exfoliating ingredient, the sugar. This product already has preservative in it, and we are only adding oils and sugar to our recipe. So if you want, you can add a little bit of extra preservative to it, but this is already fully preserved. The next ingredient is this cranberry butter, and this cranberry butter is shea butter with cranberry fruit in it, and also some jojoba oil and some palm oil. It has a beautiful consistency, and I love the lovely pink color it has. And to rev up that color, we're gonna use just a teensy little bit of this hot pink mica, which gives the entire final product this gorgeous pinky glow. The moisturizing oil we're using, in addition to this cranberry butter, is champagne extract. And champagne extract is in basically fractionated coconut oil with champagne or grape extract. And so what it's really good for is to help leave your skin feeling soft and moisturized and smooth once the exfoliation is done. And finally, the star of the show, the Pink Peony fragrance from Bramble Berry, which has bergamot in it, it's got some dandelion in it, it has some cassis in it, and of course peonies in it. But really what I like about it, it's a very modern, updated floral. I think you'd have a hard time finding anybody that didn't like it, from your oldest great-great-great-grandmother down to your youngest little 5 or 6-year-old like I have at home. So the first thing we need to do is whip our foaming bath butter until it becomes nice and soft and fluffy. And so we do that with our oils. So this is 2 ounces of our cranberry butter. And we want that by weight, and so that's just about perfect. And then we're going to be doing 2.5 ounces of our extract. And once these are in, then it's time to start whipping with our stand mixer or our hand mixer. Right on the dot, 2.5 ounces. Smells so good. 8 milliliters of the Pink Peony fragrance, and you can add this now or later. I tend to add it earlier because I want it fully mixed in. And 8 milliliters doesn't sound like a lot for how much this is, but remember, we want a nice gentle fragrance as opposed to a perfume that's really gonna stick on your skin for a long time. So there's a lot of liquid in the bottom of this, and I could just turn on my mixer and try and mix it all in. However, since there's so much liquid in the bottom, I'm just gonna smush it around just a little bit so I don't end up with like splatter everywhere. All this liquid is super precious, and I really don't want it splattering all over the table. Plus, that'd be more for me to clean up anyways. So now that that's a little more incorporated in, now I'm gonna turn on my hand mixer. It's gonna be super loud, sorry about that. Now that we've got this mostly incorporated in, I just want to work everything down from the sides to make sure it's a really even mixture. And then also it's time to add the colorant. Very subtle. We don't need a lot of colorant, probably about 1/16 of a teaspoon. Tiny little bit of colorant in. And then I am going to just kind of hand mix that in just a little bit, because if I just put the stand mixer into the puff of colorant, well, the puff of colorant could go out as opposed to staying inside here. Now hand mixer back on. Now that this is a really good consistency, everything's mixed in, the colorant is even, we know the fragrance is even because we added it early on in the process. It's time to add the sugar, and I do about 25% at a time and then just mix in. This is just about 15 ounces of sugar by weight to 10 ounces of our foaming body butter. now I'm just gonna scrape down the sides again to make sure I've got everything fully mixed in. And if you were doing this in a really big batch, you definitely could do like one of those giant Hobart mixers, or again, a stand mixer would be really nice. Since this is a pretty small batch, I'm doing it by hand, but much more than about a 15 jar batch and your arms are gonna get real sore. So now it's time to package this up. I'm using the Bramble Berry bale jars, which I really like because they have this seal here. So it allows this product to actually be shipped and not leak in transit. Pretty easy to fill these jars. Take your spoon, plop this in. I like to pack it pretty densely. The recipe makes about 3 of the Bramble Berry bale jars-ish, depending on how floofy you whip the butter and how much you pack it in. I like to make sure that these are really full though, so I also will just give it a tamp down on the counter to make sure that all of that space gets filled in. I just used the scrub last night and I love it. The foaming bath butter really allows the scrub to rinse off away cleanly than if it was just, say, a butter, like a shea butter with your sugar in it, which is like kind of a more traditional scrub that most people are used to. So I really like that about it. I also love the fragrance. It's so good. Really, we just made an emulsified sugar scrub, but we made it pretty easy because of the Bramble Berry foaming bath butter base. Thanks so much for following along with me today. If you'd like to make this recipe, you can find all the ingredients at brambleberry.com. Be sure to check out our In the Studio section for more inspiration, more tips, and more recipes. And you guys, I love to see what you're making. So whenever you put this stuff on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, hashtag it, hashtag BrambleOn, and we'll all be able to see it and enjoy what you're making and get inspired from you. Until next time, bye.